everybody. We have double the amount of space we need in here, so you can stretch out, spread out, use the desks. If you have any problems with the Wi-Fi, let us know in the front. So I'm Stefanie Murray. Good afternoon and welcome to the 2026 Collaborative Journalism Summit. Yay! So this is our 10th annual gathering. This is the 10th year we've done this. And it's hard to overstate what the decade of work has meant. We started this conference in 2017 because we were doing collaborative projects in New Jersey and wanted to learn how they could be done better. We wanted to learn from other people. And so we were like, why don't we get folks together and talk about that? And so we did that in 2017 at Montclair State University, the home institution of the Center for Cooperative Media. And that was the first Collaborative Journalism Summit. And today, then it felt a little experimental still. Everyone was kind of testing out this new way of working. But today, it's really the operating model for a lot of the most ambitious journalism that we see happening in the United States. And a lot of that ambition and work is happening right here in Pennsylvania, which is why we're here in Philadelphia today. So we chose Philadelphia and the Keystone State specifically for this summit for that purpose, because there's more cross-newsroom collaboration happening in Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania than nearly any other place in the United States. And we wanted to gather where that work is happening. So that's why we're here. So thank you for being here. This is a small, intimate conference. It's usually a very positive event, and we're glad that everyone made the trip to Philly. Thank you to our host, Temple University, and our sponsors and our partners who really make this possible. That includes the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, which has sponsored the conference from almost the very beginning, the Reynolds Journalism Institute at the University of Missouri, of course, the Lenfest Institute for Journalism, the Wincote Foundation, IndieGraph, and our local hosts, Temple University. I also want to give a special shout out before I hand it over to our one of our hosts from Temple, to Latrell Crittenden and Jean San. I saw Jean sneak in the back because Jean and Latrell helped us in so many ways. We were like, hey, we want to come to Temple. Can you help us? And they made it work. Without them, we would not all be here today. So with that, we're going to hear a welcome from Temple University. Our host, Logan Molyneux, is here, who's the lead of the journalism department at the Klein College of Communication.
I know, isn't that sad? You get to hear from me instead of David Boardman. I'm not nearly as cool as he is. But we had a beam signing today for the brand new building that is going up across Broad Street on the other side of campus from here. And he's entertaining other dignitaries from across the state who helped pay for this brand new building. We're going to be moving in the fall of 2027. So really excited. But I am the chair of the journalism department here at the Klein College of Media and Communication at Temple University. I'm very glad to welcome you here. I'm also super happy that this is being hosted here because it's something that we really value at Klein. I was thinking about what I might say just to welcome you here, and I recalled that I had my first full-time job in journalism in the year 2007, which was a little while ago. If anybody remembers what it was like back then, it's almost exactly the same as in the scenes from All the President's Men. Right?
Can you lean into the microphone a little bit more?
I
need you to lean into the microphone. I'll use the mic a little bit more.
Since I'm so tall. Okay. Sorry. There's piles of papers on the desk. Everybody's wearing the same bad ties. We pick up the phone and call people. That's how journalism gets done. And that was exactly the newsroom that I walked into in 2007. What we didn't realize was that was the year that the iPhone was released. That was also the year that Facebook opened its doors to everybody other than college students. It was 1 year after Twitter decided to launch. And it was 1 year right before there was something called the Great Recession. And many other things since then that have changed and affected the way that we do work here. And it's interesting to see that after such a long period of very little change, we've had such an astonishing amount of change in the last 20 years or so. And I've been reacting to it. I'm sure you all have been reacting to it. But one of the things that we've learned is that journalism is uniquely unsuited to competition in a commercial marketplace, which is a little bit disappointing, perhaps, to some folks who wish to make money out of it. But it is very well suited to collaboration especially when our goal is to provide public information. And that's one of the things that we try to teach our students here at Klein College, is that collaboration is a possible way forward. It might actually help some of the things that are happening. And it's one of the things that our professors believe in. We have several folks like Andrea Wenzel and Tara Pixley who do research in this area of journalism and collaboration. In fact, I oversaw a dissertation of a person, Patrick Walters, who went all around the country, including in Dallas, to try to figure out how journalism organizations are partnering with dance groups and local libraries and everybody else to try to do the work. And then we also have the center that was already mentioned, the Center for Community Engaged Media here at Temple University, run by Luttrell, and tries to put some of these ideas into action in various ways. They're doing an ecosystem map out in Delaware County right now. You should ask him about it. He's really excited about it. And now we also are host to the Philadelphia Journalism Collaborative with Gene Son here. And that's made a big difference already in the amount of folks that we have connections to here in the city. So really happy about all this. But there's yet one more way that I could let you know that you can get involved if you wish. The journalism department specifically has an advisory board composed of alumni and other professionals who are interested in what we do here in our journalism program. We have an annual meeting that's like our formal check-in with folks on the advisory board every spring, but we do like informal consultations with them throughout the year as we're trying to understand how to improve our curriculum and make things better for our students, offer internships, all kinds of other things like that. So if you're interested, send me an email. It's really easy to remember, logan@temple.edu, and I can put you on our advisory board list. Or you can talk to Abby and find out how it's going, because she's joined and is trying to take over the advisory board. Okay, anyway, I hope that you'll use this time to network and build the partnerships that will make a difference as we try to solve some of journalism's problems together. And with that, I hope you enjoy the summit and your time here on campus. Thanks.
Thanks, Logan. And I saw you sneak in back there, Luttrell. I called you out earlier and said thank you for everything that you've done to help us get here. Okay, so next we're going to hear a welcome from our lead sponsor, the Knight Foundation. But before I do that, the Vice President of Journalism at the Knight Foundation is Emily Nash, who is someone I've talked to nearly every day for the last 17 years, because she's one of my very closest friends. And I was like, I can't hand the microphone over to Emily without doing something, maybe embarrassing or maybe not embarrassing. But her 50th birthday was in March. And I, as a close friend, I kind of messed up because I thought her 50th birthday was next year. So I didn't get her like a big gift or anything, although I did DoorDash her a cake. So I thought that maybe you guys might help me and sing happy birthday to her belated. So come on up. And I bought you a 50th crown, and I also bought you a sash. So I think that you should wear this. And I thought maybe the attendees of the Collaborative Journalism would help me atone for missing her birthday by singing happy belated birthday.
2, 1.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emily. Happy birthday to you. So I'm sorry I got the year wrong. Happy belated birthday. And this is going to be a great photo now. So go ahead. So thank you for sponsoring our call.
We are never sponsoring this conference again. I will start with that. Also, Stefanie, I haven't told you this, but because she DoorDashed me this cake, now the U.S. Postal Service thinks you live there, so I'm getting mail at my house from DoorDash to you, asking you to come back. So you can do that. Well, welcome to this 10th year of the conference. Who has been here all 10 years who is not Stefanie or Joe?
A couple of those badges on your summit profiles, I think, to show the...
What are the prizes for people who have been here the longest? You can babysit any one of Stefanie's 3 children for as long as you want for coming to this conference. Well, this is my 3rd time coming to the conference. Knight is proud to be a sponsor, and especially as we think about collaboration, what that looks like in our industry. That has not been a muscle memory in our industry. In 2016, the year before this conference started, ProPublica and the Marshall Project won a Pulitzer Prize for a project that they did together. And I heard them speak at an IRE conference, and they were telling the origin story of, how this project came together. And they said, it was a wide-ranging project like they often are, and they were both working on different angles. So like ProPublica had gotten a tip over here, they're working on this part of the story, the Marshall Project got a tip over here. And then they at some point started realizing the other one was working on the same story. They said the natural reflex as journalists is like, oh shit, I gotta publish as quickly as possible. I gotta beat the other to this story. But they stepped back and said, this is really complicated. They have these sources, we have these sources. Why don't we work together and see what that looks like? And what it looked like was a really, really compelling project that became a Netflix series, won a Pulitzer, and was really important work. And it taught them something about collaboration. It served the audience a lot better to do it that way. It served the story a lot better to do it that way. And so if you think about what's happened in the last 10 years, you're seeing a lot more around that sort of thing. And the center has really pushed that thinking, whether it's collaborating on stories, collaborating on tools and technology, collaborating on conferences, on all of that. And so I think it's really important to think about the best ways we can partner and how that benefits the communities that we're trying to serve. And so thrilled to be here, excited to be part of the team. This was not at all embarrassing. So thank you and happy 10 years.